welcome to MT Guitar. Today we're doing Ramble On by Led Zeppelin from Led Zeppelin 2. And man, is it a strumming workout. So if you're in the mood to get your right hand going and really learn how to strum all 6 strings, really fun to do because you can just wail on the strings and not really worry about hitting other strings if you just do it right. So really good lesson. It'll carry over to other songs as well so that you can just strum and have no issues there. Now, as far as this song goes, it's inspired by Lord of the Rings and J.R.R. Tolkien's trilogy there. As far as the acoustic part, there's a lot going on. It shows you what you can do with just a 1/4 progression. Really, it's mostly, E to A if you really just broke it down and sort of oversimplified it. That's really just E to A, but we have these cool sort of inversions and slash chords going on. And so we have an E chord here, right? Clear as day there. But that's a D over E, which is like another word to say this would be like an E7 sus4. And then this is still an E bass, but now we have like an E9, or you could call this an F sharp minor over E. So you don't see that every day. It's very, very not typical. And then it goes to an A here, sus4, A sus4, back to A, resolves in the A. Notice this slide here is really cool. It's like not easy to do, but it's really important for the groove and the rhythm. So I was like, it's just like, if we didn't do that, right, you just have like, there's something missing there, right? So the electric parts are really cool, kind of sustaining parts, almost like violins. They ran his Les Paul with a really dark tone. Through like a compressor that sustained the tone. So there's a high power right there. And it's just sort of sustaining there, really nice. Kind of a nice texture, right? But really, the acoustic guitar carries us throughout the whole song. Now, before we zoom in, I want to mention the strumming is really incredible because it's just continually strumming, right? So on the chorus, for instance, we actually go more sparse, right? We're muting more, funny enough. So if you go on the chorus, let's do that again. 3, 4. Mute. Now these are fifths, parallel fifths. Really cool. I mean, that's a great part right there. He doubles it with the electric. So you get this rising fifths. We have fifth intervals, right? I'm going out of tune because I'm strumming so loud. All right, so. D sus. Mute, and then gotta mute the 3rd string here, mute the 6th string. So we're gonna talk about that. These are skills you want to get better at. How do I strum all 6 strings but only hit the notes I want to hit? We really only want to hit 3 strings here. Not the easiest thing to do. And you end up, if I didn't do that, you don't even hear the notes we want. So that's something that can't be overstated too. Is muting is a big skill that I think will heighten your technique in your playing. All right, go ahead, subscribe. You know the drill. Like and subscribe as always, and leave a comment if you want. Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and learn this one. All right, so we've got quite a few sections, and we're going to start with the intro / verse. Probably the most famous guitar part, obviously, the most memorable part, I should say, where it's Okay. Now, the very, very first time it's played, there is no slide. So let's start there. A little bit easier to play it anyway. So you're welcome to learn this song without sliding to get going. And then after the first time, the slide is happening every time. So E chord, E bar chord here. We'll cover the strumming and all that later, but let's just get the chords going. So now, all 7 7 7 7 here. O 7 7 7 7. It's like a D over E. This time, when we go back to an E, looks like an E at first, but it's actually a F sharp minor 7 over E. Okay, so that's really cool. O 9 7 9 7. Believe it or not. So that's like, and then you kind of go open. Hear that, how the open is actually important. So really slow would be E, D over E, F sharp, open. Okay. Now we slide into an A triad. Alright, so that's... Now when we slide into the A, doesn't really matter where you slide from, but I recommend 2 frets below is a good way to go. And you're gonna immediately go to an A sus4. So by the way, this is O765O. It's like a little bit of an A shape, but just with the A. You can grab the thumb. I think Jimmy Page does. It's not required though, because you have the open E string. But it is kind of nice actually to get the open A. Sorry, to get the thumb A. So that would be, and then we're gonna immediately go to sus4 with the pinky 7th fret 3rd string like this. And then release, and then open to an A chord. Alright, so that would be, slower would be, alright, so we're just getting started. I'll get a little more into the strumming in a bit, but let's try that out from the intro. Here we go. Even slower. Now, if you want to skip this, Page skips this live because it's a little bit unnecessary in the grand scheme of things. He was producing Led Zeppelin albums, and so he was really particular about getting every part just perfect. But if you wanted to skip that, it's like, that's like, the open does a good job of doing that. So let me play it without going to A here, so you can practice with me along. Practice along with me doing that. Here we go. 3, 4. See, works fine. Here's it with it. I like it with it because then you sort of reset for a big slide up. All right. Now after that first time, we're going to start sliding, and it's pronounced. I mean, you're really sliding here. And the strumming kind of takes a pause while that slide happens, so it's like... See, brew. It's like one. It's a whole beat there. See? Now that might tear up your finger a little bit. It's surely kind of rubbing against mine. So be careful. If you do it like thousands of times, it might actually, you know, scratch up your finger a little bit. So just do it, sort of pace yourself on that. So that's going to happen a bunch of times throughout the intro, 4 times. In the verse, I think it's 8 times. So let's run it slow a few times. How about 4 times? And last thing I'll say is on this A, there's variations. Sometimes he'll hammer on at different times, but I'm going to keep it for the sake of learning it the same every time. You're welcome to experiment with timing, but I think it's a little bit nitpicky to actually, you know, talk about every little variation, because the main part is what he repeats over and over, and that's what we're focused on. All right, so here we go. We'll do this intro / verse riff 4 times, and then we'll go from there. Here we go. 4. Third time. Okay. All right, I forgot to mention the strumming is just constantly strumming except for the slide. Like it's like the first down is basically just a down, and then it's down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Or slower would be down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just always strumming after that first beat. So it's like this. 3. See? Just constantly strumming. All right. So that can be tricky, and that'll work your left and right hand at the same time. So work on that. Now for the pre-chorus, we have some tricky chords, some jazz chords, really. Here's an E major 9. No, E major 7. Okay? And 0, 2, 2, 1, 4, 4. Okay? If a couple of those strings don't work out, it's fine. Really, we just want to make sure we get that 4/4 and the 1. So 0/2 mute 1/4/4 is another variation. Okay, and it's happened so quickly you don't want to get too bogged down on that. But that would be okay. Down, down, up, down, mute. Now it's like an A over C sharp here, 4/2/2/2. So it's like, and then G sharp minor 7. Although, let's see, it's more like a B over D sharp. Okay, so it'd be like, yeah, it's a B over D sharp. So that would be E. So that's 6/4/4/7. 4 at the very first string as well. Now an A, just like before, 0/7/6/5/0, F sharp minor, E. The strumming is a little tricky, so it's like 3, 4. That's E major 7, down, down, up, down, A over C sharp, down, up, mute, B over D sharp, mute, down, up on a mute. Now A, down, up, down, F sharp, down, up, let's see, down, ba, ba. So A, down, F sharp minor, down, down on an E. Let me play it without talking so you can hear it, all right? 3, 4. All right, so that's pretty tricky. The tab might help. I forgot to mention there's going to be a tab posting on the Patreon for this, so I'll have the exact strumming there. It's best to hear it if you can. Twice, right? Then leading into the chorus. Okay, so the chorus is D to E slide. Get there a little quicker. And then we do this riff a little quicker. Same chords, but we get there earlier. Down, down, up. It's like slide, down, up, and then D over E, F sharp minor. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, all muted. So we get there earlier. Now, you could do this, but it's clearly this. When you see him live, and you can tell this that second string is a little thinner. So 0/5 mute 3. The first string should be muted as well. So you're going to slide up like that, and you want to barely touch the E string with your thumb as well. So that would be 0/5 mute 3, slide up to 2 frets, to 7 and 5. And then you repeat with a sort of proceed with a down up, slide down up, slide back down to 5 and 3, down up, slide to 2 and 0. So you get some open strings there, that's fine. Slide down up, slide down up, slide down up, D, D sus, right? D, D sus, repeat chorus. Down, bam, da, da, slide, da, da. 4 times total. Whoops. Thinking of the next section. Now, it goes back to the verse and chorus. See how it's, okay. See how the verse is sort of prolonging the slide in the chords there. That's the difference between that and the chorus. Now, after another verse and chorus, we have it's you know, it's that part on the electric, but really the acoustic chords are here. It's very soft in the mix, but you can hear the isolated guitar track. An 0/5/3/0/0, although you're welcome to do thumb over if you want. Just sort of strum it down, down, up, down. Now a G add 9 here. 5, 3, 5, 4, 3, 5. The thumb does add a little bass. It's not really what, it's not necessary, but you can. This time, the second time, we go back to the A. A, repeat, G, A, G, A. Okay? And that's it. Then we just go back to, well, I think he goes back to verse, right? Verse, chorus. And there's another pre-chorus at some point. If you're looking for the song form all mapped out, that'll be on the Patreon as well. But I'm just teaching you section by section. At a certain point, he starts playing E7 to A7 instead of the chorus. It's like they're riffing on the chorus for a while. And Jimmy Page starts playing E7 to A7. But it's so subtle. I would just keep doing this live, because for me, if I'm playing this song, the song is 4.5 minutes, and so the part changes in the studio, but live, just keep playing the main riff, because that's what I hear for that chorus. So you got the verse, which is also the intro. You've got the chorus. Well, let me back up. Verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then this little bridge. And then it just repeats in the chorus until it ends. So it's a lot of strumming, a good workout, a lot of sliding bar chords. This will work your right and left hand. I hope I've been clear. It's kind of hard to play this and teach this, but there it is. Enjoy. There's another Led Zeppelin classic for you. Thanks.